There are those who once believed worry was protection, until they discovered it was only tension, wearing the mask of intention. And they began quite naturally to notice the thoughts they once trusted, they're just habits wearing old clothes. Like a river realizing it doesn't need to cling to every rock. You begin letting go, because letting go is easier. When you realize you're not falling, you're flowing. And the mind, so brilliant, so vivid, starts asking different questions now. Questions like, what if this moment is the portal to peace? What if I've always been whole and I just forgot? What if every past reaction was just a signal, not a sentence? You see, a belief is just a thought you trusted once and practiced again and again until it's settled in your bones. And now you're learning to practice something new. Not because you should, but because it feels good to remember who you really are. And you're not a prisoner of panic. You're not the echo of old patterns. You're not the problem in need of solving. You're the solution disguised as a seeker. There was once a man who feared uncertainty. He tried to predict every flicker of faith until he met a flame walker who strolled barefoot across burning coals. Not because she was fearless, but because she'd learned. Heat cannot burn what's already become light. And in that moment, the man didn't need answers. He simply needed presence, the kind that breathes slower, deeper, and remembers that fear is only excitement without breath. So just now, as you hear these words, somewhere beneath thought, your unconscious is already learning to breathe with belief, to feel without fear, to notice the silence beneath the noise and realize you can relax your grip on the past. You can let your nervous system trust again. You can practice new patterns with the ease of a river returning to the ocean. And the more you do, the more you discover. Resilience isn't something you build, it's something you remember. Imagine her, the one who once panicked at uncertainty. Now she laughs in the face of chaos. She speaks calmly, not because life is calm, but because she is. She notices thoughts like clouds and watches them pass by. Not because they aren't real, because they aren't hers. And he, the man who once ruminated endlessly, now journals briefly, breathes deeply, acts swiftly. He doesn't avoid pain. He dances with it, and it dissolves. They didn't change by force, they evolve by remembering. Emotions are energy. Energy flows. And the ones who master their energy, master their reality. Once there was a woman who stared into the mirror and said, I hate this feeling. And the mirror had cracked. She came back the next day, softer, and whispered, I notice this feeling, but I do not become it. And the mirror smiled back. Each reflection is a response. Each emotion a message, each breath an anchor, each belief a choice. And the mirror of the world, it reflects not who you were, what you believe you're becoming. Because maybe, just maybe, neuroticism was never the enemy. Maybe it was just your mind's way of loving you clumsily. Like a friend who yells, watch out, even when nothing's coming. But once you listen gently with awareness, the yelling stops. Because when a child is heard, they stop screaming. And your unconscious has heard you now. So go ahead and adopt the identity of the calm presence, the grounded breath, the gentle eye in the storm. Say it. I'm the one who responds. I don't react. Say it. I'm the observer, not the obsession. Say it. I'm not anxious. I notice anxiety, and I breathe through it. Say it. I'm peace practicing itself into permanence. And just like that, you begin unconsciously to journal without judgment, breathe without resistance, challenge thoughts without war. Reframe without force, and like muscles warmed by sunlight, your patterns stretch, relax, realign. You begin using the emotional scalpel, clean, precise reframing of every what if into why not, and every I can't into I'm learning, and every storm into a practice ground. As you integrate, you become magnetic because calm is contagious, confidence is communicable. And when your nervous system is regulated, so is your presence. You no longer speak charisma, you radiate it. And people notice, not because you demand attention, but because you anchor it. You are the still point in the spinning room, the grounded eye contact that says, I'm not afraid to feel. This is not therapy. It's a software upgrade, a system rewrite, a new OS for your mind, installed effortlessly, seamlessly, because your unconscious loves efficiency. It loves stories with metaphors. It loves patterns that rhyme. And this pattern is yours now. Not a technique, a truth. Not a change, a return. And maybe somewhere you'll remember this moment, not because of what was said, because of what awakened. The knowing that you are always the calm within the chaos. You are always the one with the steering wheel. And this new belief system was never new. It was simply remembered. Welcome home.